Warm greetings, my dears, and welcome back to the channel where we talk about communication and relationship building tips. Today, we continue our discussion about low confidence and low self-esteem. For starters, let me pose a question. How do you react to compliments? As an example, imagine that someone sincerely said, "You did a great job." What would be your reaction? I'll give you 4 options. You are surprised, becoming tense, and respond, "Oh, it really did not require much effort." Or you are pleased and you reply, "Oh, actually I could have done this much better." Or you answer, "Thank you," but at the same time you think that the person is just flattering you. Or you answer, "Thank you," but say to yourself that there was nothing difficult. If among these 4 options you chose the answer that you usually apply, then you are probably experiencing what happens with most people. You have a habit of depreciating yourself. The response of the person with adequate self-esteem is, you say, "Thank you," with sincerity because you felt you really did a great job and fully agree with this compliment. Now please, in comments, leave me your feedback on how often do you really think that you deserve compliments. You are great and unique and you really do a great job. I'd like to tell you about an interesting experiment conducted by the advertising department of a cosmetic company. The participants included 3 women, 3 men, and 1 professional artist. The women and men were selected randomly and did not know each other. The artist's reputation was such that he was a genius who could recreate portraits with just a brief description. Participants had completely different tasks. Women had to look at themselves in the mirror and while on the phone describe their appearance to the artist who was sitting in the next room, painting as each woman described herself. Men were separated from the women in another room with one-way glass between them and women. Men had to look at each woman and describe their appearance to the artist by phone. The artist had to paint portraits for each description. Thus, 2 portraits were created for each woman, the first based on their own words and the second based on the man's description. The resulting portraits were immensely different, disclosing that a woman's perception about herself was radically different from a man's perception. Moreover, none of these women recognized the portrait of themselves that were created by the man's description. However, they immediately recognized the portraits based on their own words. Each woman categorically denied that it was their portrait and believed only that the men were just making pleasant compliments. This is an example of low self-esteem, whereby women have a lower perception of themselves than what actually exists. You may also think that the men were just trying to be polite. However, conditions were very much controlled. The men and the women had no connection to each other. Of note, if a person believes that they have many shortcomings, it naturally eliminates the body's ability to protect itself. Such a person believes in limitations, making the following statements: "It's too expensive for me. I always want too much. I won't be able to do it," and so on. This is the vocabulary of low self-esteem and distrust to oneself, which further develops distrust in the universe, resulting in difficulties in communication and loneliness. Simply put, this is just a bad habit. If you'd like to know about other destructive habits that influence our self-esteem, and more importantly, how to say goodbye to your patterns of self-depreciation, follow the link below and let's do it together on our website. Remember, bad habits can be and should be transformed so that you feel confident and can effectively communicate, connect, and prosper. Don't forget to subscribe and, as always, take care.